Hot new phone, just released, announced. It's the Huawei P30 Pro, and this one claims to be the camera champion. The P stands for photography. I mean, you got Pro in the name as well. You got Leica on the box, and it's a quad camera setup. They are squarely aiming at smartphone champion status in the camera department. It's got a front-facing 32 megapixel camera selfie, so a lot of camera tech inside of here, but also other flagship specs. This model in front of me, breathing crystal, 256 gigs of storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's got an OLED display. It's got a tiny little cutout. Let's just get into it and see what makes up Huawei's latest competitor in the flagship smartphone space. And I guess figure out whether or not it can dethrone the Samsung Galaxy S10, S10 Plus that just recently came out, because that seems to be what it's kind of targeting. Ooh, here's the color. Let's check that out real quick. Whoa, that's a color. Wow. There's a bit of a pearl to it. There's a violet into a sky blue type of situation. Man, they got innovative with the colors. You have to admit that. You have a USB Type-C cable to charge this thing up. Of course, it also has wireless charging and wireless charge sharing, just like the bigger Mate device that Huawei makes, and a quick charge power brick as well. Okay, so let's look around the device real quick. You can see Huawei has the little red identifier once again on the power switch, volume rocker up above there. Bottom of the device, you have your SIM card tray as well as the Type-C connector, also your speaker unit. The other side is completely clean. There's like an edge design to this deal. It's similar to what Samsung is doing, but maybe even a little more slender. Hang on a sec. Let me just grab the S10 real quick. Maybe even more curve to the back of the unit and the front side, so it kind of both front and back curve into this edge. It's got a slender feel to it, especially for a device that's this big. 6.47 inches on the display, according to Willie Do. So that's, I mean, these displays are getting huge considering the form factors that they're being fit into. This is reminiscent of the Essential cutout, the Essential phone. I don't know if you guys recall that particular device. All it is a camera lens though. So unlike the previous version, Huawei devices that featured more high-end face recognition tech, similar to what the iPhone is doing, they opted for a smaller notch in exchange for just a simple camera to take selfie pictures with, obviously, okay? There's the look, Kirk, in case you're wondering. You get a quick look at the cutout alongside the slim bezel around the whole device. Bit of a chin there, but impressive screen to body ratio nonetheless. This is an in-display fingerprint scanner. It's using optical technology, so it's going to illuminate the finger, similar to some other products on the market. This is a comprehensive scan here. Now, there's also face unlock in here, but remember, when it comes to image-based face unlock, it's not the most secure form of locking your device, so use it at your own risk. Wow, that was quick. Setup complete. Holy moly. All right, we're gonna do direct unlock. Are you ready? Looks for the face, boom. Looks for the face, boom. I mean, there's something so nice about the speed at which this tech operates, but as I said, you just need to understand the limitations with this security method. I mean, that time, you don't even see the lock screen. It just goes right in when it's looking at me. Fingerprint, on the other hand, let's give that a shot. Ooh. All right, that's pretty quick. These are getting better. They're definitely in a territory right now where you could get used to it and you could live this particular life right here. So this is 2340 by 1080 resolution. You can see, I mean, that's vibrant colors. It's OLED. The notch is tiny. It's barely there. You can decide aesthetically how that stacks up for you compared to the hole punch cutout. So there you can see the difference. It definitely reaches down farther, and therefore it pushes the status bar a little further down as well in the case of the hole punch. But it is off to the side. So again, to each their own. All right, let's open up the camera here. Let's take a peek at this. It's this collaboration. You get the Leica brand name on here. Now, this camera setup is just bananas. There's so much going on here. We have a 40 megapixel camera with a typical focal range, a wide angle, which becomes obvious given the amount of glass that you see in there. And then of course the 5x optically zooming telescopic camera setup on the bottom. That's pretty wild. And then this other time of flight lens over here, which is used mostly for depth recognition, a little bit more data information within the photo frame. Now the AI is picking up that this is a portrait and it's blurring everything else around. I don't necessarily want to do that, so I'm gonna X that out. Now this is 1x, so this is just your general 40 megapixel smartphone camera. Boom, there's your photo. Now this is the 5x. That's a huge jump from one to the next. It doesn't end there because you can keep zooming in. It just goes digital at a certain point. So as you can tell, quality here on the main shot is very similar to the 5x zoom. Then it starts to degrade as you use the digital zoom to get in closer. Now on the flip side, you got the wide. Let's peel this all the way down. So we can get quite wide here on the widest setting. To me, this is the most useful extra camera lens situation on any of these smartphones, because there are circumstances in which you're trying to take a picture of a group of people, let's say, or possibly some architecture, you're traveling and whatnot. And I like seeing it on all smartphone cameras, been using it on the S10, used it previous to that on other devices as well. And now, you know, it's here. I think it's useful. So to give you one more breakdown, standard focal length, 5x optical zoom, digital zoom at 10x, it goes even further than that. And then of course the wide angle. Let me turn the AI back on. Dog, it got it. Can you see that, Kirk? It knows a dog. Ah, no! See, taking pictures of dogs is hard. Oh, he's lit well there, that's fine. Look at that. What a star. You can see various settings here. So lots of control if you happen to want it. Settings for video mode will take you all the way up to 4K UHD, and you can shoot in H.265 for higher efficiency at that higher resolution. More interesting to me is night mode. I first checked this out on a Huawei device and it blew my mind once upon a time, and of course it's still here in the P30 Pro. And this, I mean, this is just capable of... Should we hit the lights real quick? It's kind of incredible. You saw that happen there, Kirk? The lights went out, and somehow this thing, I mean, it sees better than I do right now. I'm in pitch black, and it still sees a plant here. Look at this, is the plant in real life. Takes a couple of shots, merges it together, and I mean, it makes day out of night. It's incredible. All right, so obviously lots going on in the camera department. The sheer diversity of ways to interact with the various cameras, the options, the manual mode, the night mode, and so on. Things are looking promising at the moment. Selfie camera, let's do a quick one. Whoa! It's a detailed selfie, ladies and gentlemen. Are you seeing this right now? That is a 32 megapixel sensor. This is a realistic looking selfie. Like, that's what I look like. You understand? The beard hair test? Holy moly. This thing's doing selfies. The eyeball. Kirk just had an interesting point. He says the notch is not as hidden in the official themes like Apple's trying to do. So if you were curious about potential notch distraction during video watching, this should give you an idea of how much it interrupts your video stream. It ain't much. Let's play some music real quick. Oh boy. That's some Saturday morning cartoons right there. I mean, awesome tunes, obviously. Ghost Notes. The speaker's not that loud. I don't know, I'd say it's average, really. The speaker, it's clear. It's doing the trick, but it's not blowing me away or anything like that. It's just doing the trick. So what can I say about this phone? I mean, in this unboxing, it's pretty. It's a beauty. Look at that. I think it's gonna turn some heads. People are gonna be like, what are you rocking right there? That nice little gradient going on. The whole unit has 5 cameras if you include the front one. The front one, well, you saw what it did to my face. It's all very promising. I mean, it's a good time to be a smartphone fan. That's really the takeaway. When I see products like this, I feel bad for Apple people because they only get to really, you know, have one moment per year. Like, they get one option. Like, holy smokes, from month to month, The flagships just slapping you in the face. I mean, it forces these guys to bring the A game all the time. It's all A game. We got to shrink the notches. We got the hole punch. OLED everywhere. More cameras. How many cameras? I don't know, 10 cameras. Long range, short range, wide angle, portrait, algorithms, computational photography, AI, color gradients, slim, batteries. Did I even mention the battery on this? 4,200 milliamp hours. Got to get that in. I mean, I should say, this guy's expensive. I should definitely mention that. Flagship territory, also price-wise. This is 1,000 euros to start. They do have a cheaper model, the P30. It's only $200 less. Look out for a video on that. It strips down this just a little bit at a lower price point because that seems to be what the flagships are doing now. They got the flagship and then the sub-flagship, and that might be the better deal. Nonetheless, you got to pay to play in this department. It's an expensive phone, that's for sure. But you got to admit, it's kind of pretty.